Just 20 years later, and the anonymous author of The Help has finally revealed herself, Miss Eugene Field Lamb. She is better known as Skeeter to her friends and family, and has now been awarded the name of #1 bestseller for her moving book that has taught us all a couple of lessons. We've had the great pleasure of interviewing one of the maids in Skeeter's book. This never-before-seen interview gives us an insight on who Skeeter really is, and what a great impact she has had on the maids. Tell us a bit about yourself. My name is Aveline Clark, grew up in Jacksonville. My grandma was a slave, my mama was a maid, and now I be a maid ever since I was 14. I look after white babies, and I cook and clean. In my whole lifetime, I helped raise 18 white babies. May Mobley was my last. How exactly do you know Skeeter? I know Skeeter because when I take care of May Mobley, her mother, Miss Leafold, be good friends with Skeeter. Skeeter be at Miss Leafold's house when she be hosting bridge club. Skeeter actually come approach me to help her with the Miss Myrna column. She know nothing about being a domestic maid, and that what Miss Myrna be all about. Later, she want me to help her with some books she be writing. Asked me if I wish I could ever change things. So Skeeter wanted you to be a part of her book and share your stories. Was this something that you were comfortable with? That's right, ma'am. She asked me to share my experiences of being a maid, both good and bad. And no, ma'am, I'd be too scared to even talk to her after she asked me that. I told her she'd be crazy if she think I'd be stupid enough to risk my life. No way did I ever think I'd be sharing my stories to a white woman. Not if I wanted to be in jail the rest of my life. How was it that you agreed then to help Skeeter with her stories? I had agreed to help Skeeter with her stories because I began thinking of the possibilities of educating others. Skeeter really inspired me to make sure that others knew the truth. Skeeter's character traits played a big role in her getting me to agree to tell my stories. She made me feel comfortable and taught me to persevere so that others can see the truth. To me, Skeeter can be represented as this mirror. Just looking at this mirror reminds me of her in the way that she held up a mirror to society. Skeeter had forced people to look at who they really are. Through her book, she portrayed this message of what you see is what you get. In a mirror, it is quite difficult to avoid your reflection, and I think that Skeeter's book prevents people from avoiding the truth. You mentioned Skeeter has taught you new things over the course of her book. Care to explain? Well, of course. Skeeter taught all of us the lesson of never giving up. When you're young, people will tell you to never give up, but to me, Skeeter really demonstrated it. She faced so many obstacles and a lot of things were holding her back, but she just kept through with it. Every day, me and the maids were unsure that this whole idea was safe, but Skeeter also taught us to have confidence. That Skeeter was always so confident and put together when dealing with the other maids. She wanted them to know they could trust her. As mentioned before, the whole idea of The Help is about truth. What does truth mean to you and Skeeter? No one ever cared or asked me what it like to be me. Once I told the truth about that, I felt free. And I got to thinking about all the people I know and the things I've seen and done. Truth to Skeeter meant saying what you feel and letting it all out. Skeeter didn't care if I had something bad or good to say about my story. She just wanted the raw truth, and that's exactly what I told her, the whole truth. How is Skeeter different from the other white people you have worked for, if at all? Skeeter be completely different from the other white women I worked for. She cared about what I had to say. She didn't see me as a black woman who beneath her. She don't talk to me differently because she know that we not that different at all. Like a pair of glasses, Skeeter saw the picture clearly. She'd be able to understand that I'd be a trusted friend, not a black maid. Skeeter be colorblind when putting on the eyeglasses, realizing that what truly matters is not the color of my skin, but who I really am. Eyeglasses symbolize what kind of person Skeeter is. It shows that the best way to get rid of racial issues is to be colorblind. We don't know Skeeter the way you know her. Tell us one thing about her nobody else knows. There's not much to tell about Skeeter, other than the fact that she's all about being true to herself. She always writing stuff down, always thinking new ideas. I guess you could compare Skeeter to a pen and paper. The pen and paper is what really help her in getting her ideas across. allowed her to be herself and write about the deeper truth. That's always what Skeeter wanted, to show people the truth. Skeeter be like a pen. You know, put pressure on the tip of a pen to start writing. And I think the fact that Skeeter saw some pressure being put on her by others, she began writing. She began writing down the truth. She needed to help discover the truth, but she still managed to find it. She also resembles paper because just like paper, she's delicate. Once you write on paper, there's going to be an imprint. Even if you try to keep erasing the words you wrote, you ain't never going to get that imprint off. And that's what happened to Skeeter when she learned about the way we be treated by them white women. Once Skeeter found out the truth, she wasn't ever going to go back to thinking that them white women be above the black help. Right when Skeeter understood what the maids went through, she couldn't get that out of her mind. The new knowledge she gained made one big imprint on her, and she can't erase it even if she tried. One last question. Skeeter's accepting this award about the book that she wrote. Do you feel as though you and the maids should be receiving this award? Honestly, ma'am, Skeeter deserves this award more than any of us maids do. She was able to write the truth down on paper and show the world. Us maids were too scared to even speak at first, but because of Skeeter, she helped the other maids open up. She showed them to have confidence in themselves and in her. She was not one to shy away from the truth, and she taught us all that good can come from telling the truth. Skeeter completely deserves this award, and I am so proud of her. We all are. Well done, Skeeter.